Hi, I'm E. Christopher Clark from GeekForce5.com, and today I'm saying hooray for Netflix. People have been trying to tell me to subscribe to Netflix for quite a long time, that it made a lot of sense money-wise, you got to watch lots of movies, the instant streaming. Well, instant streaming came to my Wii console, and that was the deal breaker for me. That was what made me go out and get Netflix. I think I'm still in the midst of my 2-week free trial, but I have no plans on canceling. And here's the reason. I've gotten to see a slew of things over the last couple of weeks that I never would have seen before, right? That I never would have paid money for as well. So last week I saw Transformers 2. I know you're like, why? Even if it's free, why waste time on that? Well, I wasted time on it. I saw Transformers 2 and it was terrible. And I'll leave it at that. But for all the terrible things that I've seen, I've also seen The Tudors, which I'll talk about in the future, I think. And I've seen The King of Kong, which you can see on the TV screen behind me. My friend John Martin from Songs That Save Your Life and shh-listen.com, we've talked about The King of Kong a number of times on our podcast, Generation Goat, and we've talked about it on the way to Fun Spot in New Hampshire, which plays a major role in The King of Kong, but I have never seen, or had never seen, The King of Kong before last week. I was up late, I was ostensibly working on something, and I decided to throw it on and see what happened. And I obviously stopped working and just was glued to my iMac screen at the time. I got this up on the TV right here, thanks to the Wii. It's a really good movie, and if you haven't seen it, you need to go out and see The King of Kong. And here's why it's a really good movie. Even if you don't like video games, even if you're not really into them, there is this story about Steve Wiebe, the guy who's trying to break the Donkey Kong record, this sort of normal, everyday guy, the Charlie Brown of the story, who always gets the football taken away from him, who's never successful at anything. His dynamic with him, with his wife, with his kids, really struck a chord for me on a level beyond even just watching geeks play video games. So much so that even though I've watched it, The King of Kong has not left the top of my Netflix queue because I want my wife to see it. Because I think there's something there. I feel akin to this guy, and I feel like she would feel akin to his wife. I start a lot of things, I want to be good at a lot of things, and in the end, I'm never quite good enough for myself. And I feel like that's what Wiebe's going on, the journey he's going on in the film. So it was really, really good, beyond the level that I expected it to be. And as far as the level I expected it to be, about geeks and playing video games and so on and so forth, man, it was really terribly depressing at times to watch how horrible geeks and nerds can be. Just the way that these people treated each other, or treated people on the other side, really goes to show that those of us who considered ourselves geeks, consider ourselves kind of outsiders, whatever, when we were younger, that we were probably as mean to other groups of people as my camera stopped. What I was going to say before the battery on my camera ran out was the jocks and popular kids were to us. That was the end of that sentence. That in The King of Kong, it was striking to me to see how mean nerds were to other groups of nerds, and that showed that we who were nerds were probably just as mean to other groups of people as the jocks and the popular kids were to us. And I know for a fact that I was, because I consider myself a dork, a geek, a lower class citizen in my high school food chain, and I know somebody personally who I was apparently mean to back then. I don't remember being mean, but I have it on good authority that I was mean. So anyway, King of Kong reminded me of all of that, and it was just a really, really great movie, and I really, really, really recommend it. I'm E. Christopher Clark from GeekForce5.com, and I'll catch you on the flip side.